Sorry about that. I look so disheveled right now. Let me know, is this too loud? I think it's too quiet otherwise. Let me know how the sound is. Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. I was out running to the bathroom because in all the stuff that I was like trying to catch up on, I was like, oh shoot. Hi, Rose Wild. Welcome. Welcome to this channel. I also saw that you subscribed. I don't see a lot of the subscribers as they subscribe. I never know if when I subscribe, people see because it's something in the settings, I think, whether, what was I going that way for? Whether or not like it's a private subscription or something. I don't know. So welcome. Hi Angel and hi Arnaldo and Maria Rodriguez. Hi. Oh my gosh. Awesome. I'm glad the sound. I'm going to put my little earrings. I took them off last time because these are like big earrings, but was feeling like something different. I am so heated today. I'm so heated. Not about the Blake Lively thing. I am so heated. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what will come out of this. Sorry if oh gosh. Does anyone have this issue with earrings? Like my like earlobe hole things seem to like close up as soon as I take my earrings out. I was subscribed before, but I had some script. Yeah, okay. I lost some subscriptions for some reason. Yeah, I've never. Well, I can't say that never happened to me because I don't know. I'm subscribed to so many people. But the people that I watch regularly, I've not had that happen. But I know so many people have experienced that lately. Before this Blake Lively drama, I will say. I remember hearing this like months ago or maybe even over a year ago. Wi-Fi? No, no Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi troubles. No, don't tell me that, Maria. Do not tell me that. Don't like don't make my heart skip a beat. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. It's been a rough Wi-Fi situation over here. But yeah, okay. Wow, you're all here already. So I'm going to get get into it, I guess. Oh my gosh, this is just like craziness today. Thank you all for being earlier on for the Blake Lively thing. And what is that? Oh, okay. And then, like I said, I'm not really going to talk too much about. I'm going to talk about Blake Lively things like a catch up, of what's been going on, but not so much on, what. I'm not going to read through the thing. And honestly, I don't know if this will be a quick. I can't. I think I was saying this. I don't know if this will be a quick topic, and I'm just like really passionate about and really heated about, or it's going to take up a lot of time because I have thoughts about the whole Donna and Dave Neal. I don't even know if it's a situation yet because I don't know if Dave knows about it yet, but I'm sure he does. Um, but yeah, I'll start with that because yeah, I wanted to start with first of all Bobulinski. Uh, we'll just say that name. I actually put it in little rainbow highlights. My lips are so dry. On my like bullet point list because it was like it just needed that kind of highlight. I love that word. Now, I was researching where I don't know if this is the same one that was quoted in Ryan Reynolds' motion to dismiss, but I guess he was something with Joe Biden or Joe Biden's son or something. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to get into all of that stuff. I don't know anything about that, but I love the name. And also drop a Oh, was it P that didn't like dolphins? I don't know. Drop a dolphin just for me in the chat. I love the party emojis earlier, so I'm like, yeah, we should do more emojis on these chats, because it was so nice. And then had a couple of other things, including TV shows that I started watching that I really want to talk about, at least two of them. But Dave Neal and Situation. Oh boy. Oh boy. Already the chat's chatting. Is that why you're mad? I don't know, mad. I don't know. I think heated because it's like I'm literally like my pulse is up and my body is like heating up. It's kind of like a trigger. I don't think it goes to mad, or I'm not like an emotion right now, if that makes sense. Thank you, Rose Wild, for the dolphin. They're my favorite animals, so that's hence the dolphin. I thought you were having Wi-Fi troubles. Oh. Yeah, no. Cross your finger. No Wi-Fi. Don't. Let's not jinx it. Um, I don't like drama between creators. Yeah, I that came out of. I was surprised at that. I was surprised at that, and this is where I want to start. This is okay. This is kind of why I want to talk about this, because I was so surprised by that, because I felt it was, on one hand, I really, and I wrote this somewhere in here, like I am happy when people express when they're triggered by something, because this is honestly, to me, YouTube is a great place for that. And I am also on the side of free speech. I believe that free speech isn't like free speech without consequences. I understand that. I think sometimes things like that get very gray, very like complex, nuanced, and it's sometimes hard to tell if it deserves consequences and what consequences. Because something like what's happening right now with this whole Mahmoud Khalil thing is like, depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you look at it. Anyways, so but I'm not gosh. I was heated because of a number of reasons, but one was the hypocrisy. I don't I didn't unfollow Donna, but I kind of wanted to. I don't usually ever comment anything bad. And I didn't really. I just kind of left on a note of this is BS, which I've never ever said on a chat or even to myself. I can say, because again, I just felt there was hypocrisy there. Because she was saying, no, on a pop culture podcast, you shouldn't talk about things like Mahmoud Khalil or about him specifically. But yet, she was the one talking about different Israeli situations, different Jewish situations, not so much Israeli, but also kind of thing, a few weeks ago. And it kind of initially stemmed from the Kanye thing, but then like a couple of episodes after that, it wasn't. It was about the release of the bodies of certain people and all that stuff. And I'm like, cool, this is important to you, talk about it. So, but I don't feel like I feel like it's the same thing. Why is Dave Neal not allowed to talk about, anything that's in current culture? He's been starting to talk a lot about this. His podcast is not just about The Bachelor like it used to be. It's not just about pop culture. He feels very strongly about some things that are happening in the political spectrum. And I actually wrote to him, or wrote like I don't know if it was a story or a I think it was a story. I don't know. I wrote like a comment like, I don't know, like, you're really courageous. Thank you for the courage to speak about this, because not all of us have the courage. I have been like, sometimes I can't keep my mouth shut and I'll say some things, but I can't say that I'm not scared to say something and then be locked up, or, you know, can't be deported, but I can be. I don't know. Anyone can be deported right now. So, like, yeah, or worse. So, good for him for having the courage. Um, didn't mean to offend. He's entitled to his opinion. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'm like out of breath because I was running, and also because I'm already heated. What did I say already? So that was really the thing that I was like, this is BS. It wasn't about her feeling differently than him, or her speaking up about what she was feeling and her point of view and her stance and all that stuff. Um, but don't go around saying that, you know, no. Like a creator can speak about that does usually or mostly pop culture things and is on a podcast, someone else's podcast that does pop culture things. Zach could edit that out. He's free to edit that out if he does not want that on his podcast. You know, she edited out the one girl's, Blake Lively video or whatever. So he has the right, Zach has the right to edit things out that he doesn't want on his podcast. If he doesn't agree that should be, a political discussion should not enter his podcast, cool. He has the right. Just like Dave has the right to speak about it. I don't even know if he spoke too much about it because she kind of cut him off when he was trying to say why he brought that up to begin with. But that's like my main thing is like when you just were going on, and I don't mean this offensively, but you were crying because of it. Again, it's your right. It's something that's meaningful to you. Okay, like I accepted it. I was kind of thrown off because I was like, why is no one crying about all the babies and, women that are dying on the other side? But okay. I really still don't understand why that was more important than anyone else. And even others in Israel, honestly. So, but that's like her prerogative. She has that opinion. She has that right. It's her platform. She has that right to say. Don't come now saying that talking about these things just because you don't agree with it, just because you've labeled this guy something that not many people believe, including Jewish people. Not many people, but not everyone believes, including Jewish people. That was another comment that I made in the chat. Like, so how do you feel about all the Jewish people in support of Mahmoud Khalil and against his deportation and against his being detained? But that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. I'm trying to understand this whole I'm like maybe I'm missing something. I actually I don't know. I think I have this later. Yeah, I have a video on him talking on this guy talking actually being interviewed by the BBC, or this was an interview on the BBC, and I don't know, condemning might be a strong word, but speaking against violent protests and all this stuff. So like, is he the scapegoat? Like, I don't know. I feel like, that's a whole other thing. I feel very strongly about that. But also, like, my main beef is like, do not have hypocrisy. Then I also wanted to say, I have my own things with Dave Neal. I have my own things. I had not many, maybe a couple, maybe two or three. I don't know. They're very personal to me. But yeah, I've had my own share of like triggers and unhappiness around like the attachment guy that he had who was proclaiming to be the expert, but he's not. Thais Gibson has way more views, way more followers, has been in the attachment style realm a whole lot longer. She has trademark an approach to healing attachment style. She's teaching, coaches. She has so much experience. She has so many different certifications, all that stuff. So I had my own thing with that, and also like looking at at the guy's content, it was like, that kind of borderline. Not red. Is it red pill? What is it when those like people that say use the word simping and stuff like that. Or maybe it was like on purpose targeted to those people speaking that kind of language to break through the walls that those people might have. So I was like, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That was like one thing. The other thing has been like, yeah, like um, I think, I don't even remember now, but I feel like, oh, wait, you mentioned other content creators, but not me for like sources or whatever. I got over that. I mean, especially after the tilted lawyer situation earlier, I'm like, okay, I'm invisible to content creators. Something I'm rubbing them off the wrong way. I'm doing something bad. I don't know what I'm doing. At least tell me that, I don't know. But okay, cool. I'm invisible. I'm not like with Dave, I messaged him the other day. He replied right away about something else. So like whatever. Something invisible, which is also like, it just blows my mind that guy has like a baby and like does so many podcast episodes, so many videos, so much, and he's able to reply. I just don't know. I just don't even know that level of like being able to do that. Um, but yeah, I've had my own issues with him. We can't like people 100%. There will be things that we dislike about people. And she was saying like they're still friends. I wonder about that in my own point of view, but whatever. It's fine. It's awesome if they will be able to, have this conversation. Um, because I feel like the main thing that I love about Dave Neal is that he's been such an inspiration as far as talking uncomfortable conversations with people that you find uncomfortable to talk about, seeing the other side of things, being more objective as much as humans can be objective, being more fair, empathetic, I think I mentioned seeing the other side. And for him to, I don't even know this Taylor Lorenz thing. I thought it was a guy. It turns out to be a girl. But him like having, I know that's his style. He constantly talks about like, hey, I'll talk to whoever on the other side. We can agree to disagree, or maybe we'll find something in common. He's such like what I want to see more in the world. And he inspires me even when I, you know, can't do that as much as he can. Even on here, I feel like sometimes I fail at being, living up to my value system when it comes to that stuff. Sometimes I'm petty, sometimes I'm, judgmental, sometimes I'm not giving people the benefit of the doubt, or being empathetic or fair or just, or, whatever. But that's why I love his content and him, and why I follow him. I followed him even after I stopped watching The Bachelor. I at one point, well, I kind of wasn't watching anything on YouTube, but also I kind of stopped because he was just doing The Bachelor. It was before he started doing more, and I really was so disconnected from that show that I was like, oh gosh, I don't have any ideas, but I want to like hear him, get used to having that mindset of really of peace between very opposing value systems at times, or anything. So, and I'm sure he's not perfect either in that. So, whatever. They were nasty to me in the comments because I said I like Dave. On Donna's live, you said that earlier. Yeah, that was the other thing. I saw on that chat suddenly like, we hate Dave. Dave is spineless. This. And that's why like I was like, okay, should I unfollow Donna or not? Because I don't know what I even wrote here, because I wrote some of these and sometimes I write them better in the moment. Oh yeah, there you go. I'm like, I'm sorry, but someone who name calls, who jokes at people's expense like a gossip, who is not able to be objective, at least around the Jewish thing, which again, that's fine. You have your platform, you have your free speech, you have your emotions. Okay, cool. Um, but I'm saying like in terms of this stuff, like when you can't balance it out, or at least say like, hey, I'm not able to be objective. I don't know, maybe she has said that. But that's not so much of my issue. It's that like a lot of times I go on her live and she's just, that kind of catty energy, like, oh, what should we call her? How should we put this person down? And this whole like movement that I've had an issue with, but, all the other things are like, she's entertaining and it's fun. So I'm conflicted about like continuing to watch or anything, because her delivery of things is so like cool. But I don't know, there's a bunch of things that I've not been okay with. Um, and I want to be aligned with my value system, and unfollowing someone because they have an issue with someone or an issue with something else or whatever is not really, I don't know. I'm discovering like what my boundaries are What does that do if I unfollow her? I can choose not to watch her content if I don't want to, or I can watch some of her other content, like Candace Owens. She was on Billy Bush earlier, and I watched the like her segment, or the one that I actually have notes about that one. When she talked about Harvey Weinstein, I'm like, what the heck are we talking about? I'm like, this is really hard for me to get on board with. And most of the things that I've heard from her trigger me, and I'm like, this is a little too much. I don't really believe this. Um but when it comes to Blake Lively, oh my gosh, was she spot on Billy Bush. She was so concise and to the point. I'm like, yes, I agree with all of this. Um and in general, she had like good points. So, it's kind of like that. You can not like a person, but they can do some things that are right and some things that are wrong to you, not like objectively. Some things that you like, some things that you don't like. So, but I feel like the whole thing of like the cattiness and the like, we hate them if they're against us, or like, because it gave me a little bit like the Beehive for Beyonce and whatever Swifties for Taylor Swift kind of vibe, where it's like, whatever you say goes, I'm with you, which is an interesting loyalty when it comes to content creators, because how are they really there for you? How are like, at the end of the day, how are we all really there for you? Do we have your back? I mean, I have a small following, so I can maybe do that, but I've experienced like invisibility with these people, and not just me, like how many people are really there for you when it comes to some subject matter that's really important, or that you need support in, just like that, for people to unfollow someone because you don't like them or whatever, which I think is kind of wrong anyways. But it's kind of like also in real life when people are, you can't be friends with this person because I broke up with them. It's like, uh case by case basis. Thank you. But yeah. um yes, you unfollowed her. Okay, yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people, I'm surprised that people have unfollowed her. um it was just a lot. I just feel bad because it was a triggered moment. She had some time to like reflect and calm down, but she didn't. But it doesn't mean like in a few days she might not. I just like, Candace Owens spoke about the anti-Semitism kind of thing too, the cancellation and calling anyone anti-Semitic for expressing different opinions, and it's like the overcompensating. I think Billy Bush called it. I'm afraid that I'll get that label because I'm like, I'm not anti-Jewish. I'm just not. Not at all. I don't have anything like, I'm not treating anyone differently. I don't even know when people are Jewish. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but like, it's not about that. I'm against this war on both sides. I'm not on either side when it comes to any of the attacks. I don't believe in all of that. I was surprised that I was kind of, from what Candace was saying on Billy Bush about this, I was like, oh my gosh, we agree on another thing. This is kind of freaky. Because I really often do not agree with her take on things. Um, but I'm scared of that, and I feel like, just when people speak so much, the other part was, and I've talked about this, the Jewish like conflict, and like, why are we making it about Jewish people when it's not? It's about a government situation. It's about politics. For on both sides, it's politics. And innocent people are getting hurt because of people's politics, because these people in power, including, the people in Hamas, like, these people in power are going at it, you know? And you could also say like it's a little bit more skewed towards like less power on the Palestine side, on the Palestinian side. Um, it's complex. It's a complex thing. But anyways, I have some things though. Sorry, to get back to my notes. So talked about that. Sorry, I'm like going to like just cross them off. Her chatter too much for my mental health. Yeah. Yeah. Um, you didn't unsubscribe because of that. Okay. Yeah. That's how I felt with Andy from Popcorn Planet, not about his chat, but about him. I'm like, oh, this is so interesting, but he's so much energy, which I think is awesome for content creators. I think people love that. Where I am, that's overstimulating for me. So I watch him sometimes sparingly, but it's just like literally nervous system situation. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna start with some quotes that I literally was like typing this out because I'm like, okay, I want to talk about this. So she was saying, Donna was saying, I don't care about the politics of anyone covering this case. The only thing that throws me is something that has something to do with my life. And I wanted to write that down because that is triggering to me. That is against my values. That is something that I have often faced in the world where people are very, what I would call selfish, focused on themselves or their immediate family or, their, however you define that, whether it's like literally your spouse or partner, kids, etc., or like a little bit more extended. Um, and for me, this is not a popular belief, I think, system, but I think about how things affect other people too. So I have no bone in the race or whatever. I just can like use a bunch of different whatever you call metaphors or whatever. I have no bone in this race with Palestine and Israel. I'm not neither. I have friends on both sides, more distant friends, and no one close to me is on either side, but friends from college. Um, and yeah, I at the same time feel like my choices, because she's like, it doesn't matter who Candace voted for or whoever. I'm like, but A, who someone else voted for does affect you. We're seeing it now, and we'll see it, I think, more and more. And B, how how about you think about people other than yourself, even if it doesn't affect you, but also because ultimately it does affect you, because we're all connected. I'm sorry to break that to you. And I don't know if she meant it that way, but again, this is something that I feel like constantly I've been like, um, not against, but slammed against. What, I don't know. Sometimes my brain. This is why sometimes I write things like, "Oh, I have the thought now." On the spot, I may not have the thought, but I didn't write this one. Um, Not gone up against, but something like that. Anyways, there's just so many times where people just think about their immediate surroundings and don't think about the impact, what they do and what others do, and how they vote and what they do affects the whole world or someone across the country or the world. And I think in America, especially, it's like, well, I don't care about them. Not just America. I mean, France, some of Europe, like, but Europe is a little bit more used to it being affected by other countries because they're so small, whereas here there's a lot more comfortable distance. But still, like this whole thing, we have a privilege to even be able to discuss this. Whereas, like, if you're closer to that or to the Ukrainian Russian war or whatever, like, you might not feel that great to talk about it or to have an opinion on it. I mean, I still don't feel great, but um, yeah, that's a whole lot of privilege. But I just have a huge issue with this. Like, as long as it doesn't affect me, I don't care what you do. I don't care, etc. Instead of saying something like, I know that other people have different ideas than me, and we won't always agree on things and all that stuff. But I also acknowledge she was very triggered by this. So I don't know. Maybe in a few days, I doubt it, but maybe in a few days, maybe in a few weeks, she'll have a different mindset around it. But yeah. But I was like, whoop, that's where we disagree on a huge important value. Yeah. Um, and then, yeah, some people unfollow Donna because she creates Donna drama. I'm sorry, that rhymes. I didn't even think about it. And Zach as well. So I'm like, yeah, I haven't gotten into Zach. Um, but this is what sells. This is why, they have a bunch of followers because people love that kind of drama. This is why I'm like, you don't like 90 Day Fiance drama, but this is like drama. This is the drama that's just kind of like being mean to people so many times. I don't know. But yeah, they all have their shining moments though. Um as far as like Taylor Lorenz thing, I think it was Donna that said like, "Oh, did she wear a mask or something?" And I was like, "Are we shaming people who are wearing a mask, or is it just particular with this girl?" Again, I don't know this girl. She listed a bunch of things really fast. Like, yeah, those don't sound good. It's not like I'm agreeing with her. I don't know anything about this girl. I'm not here to protect or to like not protect, to endorse or not. And like, I have no idea. So I'm not talking about that. But the mask thing, because I would like to wear a mask sometimes, and I know people. I know. Oh my gosh, my soap dish like fell in the bathroom. It scared me so much. I know people, I know one person for sure who told me that they still wear masks to this day. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, I don't even do that. And I was like really strict about masks. Um, but to each their own. I see people wearing masks all the time. And I think actually, hey, this is actually great. The rest of, I mean, it's not as effective if you're not sick and you're wearing the mask. Like, it's more effective the other way, but it's helpful a little bit. And then Zach said, this Taylor person would never have a conversation with me. And I'm like, that's not something to be proud of. Like, of course she won't. Because Dave is coming from like, okay, let's agree to disagree. He's very open to having conversations. He's very fair. So people feel I spoke about this, that one TikToker girl. I spoke about this thing too around that. Just because she didn't come on certain creators' podcast or show, like, I think I don't even know where did that go anywhere, by the way? I haven't heard anything about that. But the idea that came to mind is like sometimes people just notice how you speak or how you are, and you're like, I don't feel comfortable engaging on this or having this be my platform, or I feel like I will get attacked, or I feel like whatever. Again, I'm not saying that girl had this thought or had a reason to think that way about any of the creators. But that popped into my head at that time. And I feel like this pops into my head again with the Zach comment. It's like, well, the little I've seen of his show and him talking, I've seen him more on TikTok and Instagram, is because like his talk about long format, like I'm rambling on. But yeah, like I'm like, I wouldn't feel comfortable being on his show. Um, like, yeah, if you disagree with someone and you are coming and criticizing and putting them down for it, why would they come on your show? People, a lot of times, are people at the end of the day, and they don't want to get hurt, regardless of how like absurd they are or how whatever they do. At the end of the day, everyone is going to choose to protect themselves, I think. I don't know. Was with the New York Times. Ari Jacobs sued them. She's a content creator. Yeah, Ari. Yeah, Ari. She mentioned. Donna mentioned Ari as a friend. That was another thing. Like, oh, just because she's friends with you, like you're going to like again. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting thinking like loyalty. Like if you've done something wrong, I'm not gonna lie for you, no matter how close you are or whatever. And then growing up, you're like, okay, but there's some social constructs where like maybe I would or whatever. Like the loyalty thing is like really hard for me. Like I don't know what I'll do. you know, I don't know, in the certain situations. But I also just don't like when people are just, again, protecting themselves and their own. That really hurts me. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it right now. Oh, boo. Internet error. I don't know if this is interrupted too much or what. Hopefully not. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, almost done with this. Almost done with this. I think. So, oh yeah, then I already talked about this. Dana mentions he's saying that he supports Mahmoud Khalil, something I will never talk on the Daily Dose of Dana because it's not the place. And I'm like, you spoke about Israeli things a few weeks ago, like, which is okay. It's your show, it's your platform. I don't particularly agree with everything. I don't disagree with everything. Some of it is like, triggering at times for me, but it's your platform. And yeah, this was Zach. It was kind of a neutral thing. But like I said, Zach has every right to not include that. Um, and then the fact that this was brought up in a pop culture podcast when we're talking about Baldoni and Lively. This is a man who is here in the US. I am Jewish and I support the Jews. And this is a man who was clearly here on a green card and he was here supporting terrorists and he was leading a movement on the Columbia University campus in a very loud, very aggressive, very dangerous movement supporting the uh, something of Jews. I don't really feel comfortable reading that word. And I'm like, this feels like your interpretation of it from what I've seen, not the facts. And let me show you right now the video that I'm talking about where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that I agree with this. Oh gosh. Also, on a lighter note, are there more commercials lately and longer commercials on YouTube? Because oh shoot. Where are we? Where are we? Sorry, hold on. Okay. Because yeah, that's been my impression. All right. Does everything. Okay.
Rally against the Israel-Hamas war.
I will say also the first part of this, I was like, whoa, people, there are some bad apples in those protests, like a lot, like that woman, and yeah, I'll give that to this protest. Again, I've been
peaceful
violence largely under a rock. But okay.
On safety. Many pro-Palestinian protesters insist their movement is peaceful.
Violence has no place on this movement, and we regret some of the incidents that has happened that were actually unassociated with this movement.
That was it. And I'll reiterate what he said. Violence has no place on this movement, and we regret some of the incidents that has happened that were actually unassociated with this movement. They got his name wrong too. I was like, wait, for a second. I was like, did I get his name wrong? But no. I had an ad longer than the video I wanted to watch. Yeah, and like a lot more that you can't skip too. Yeah, and Rose Wild, I saw it like when I pressed play. Like, yeah, I was thinking past 2 days, I'm getting more commercials. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So it's not just me. Interesting. Oh, I just noticed. Oh, maybe I did leave it like that. I don't know. I just noticed my like screen being different. So a little also background on him. Again, I'm not pro or anti him or anything. I don't know that much. I'm just like trying to figure things out now because I mean a little bit and here and there. Wait, and then I also had Ah, there we go. I was in the wrong window. BBC. Uh, yeah, Rachel Kirkconnell has a line, or I don't know, contributed to a line with Shopo. I was mentioning that. That's her for everyone who didn't know. That's Rachel Kirkconnell, the one in the white dress. Okay, she's beautiful. I think she's like just perfect. She's hope she's okay, but she's also young, and yeah, as long as she's healthy, which I think, she's good. But yeah, so in here, there's a little background. This is another interview. I don't remember what this one's about.
Hey, this is Kurt Angle. I'm here.
Literally was like, are they going to show commercials too? Okay. But he was born in Syria to Palestinian refugees. And they mention in this article that he was suspended. That's what he was talking here. He was suspended from the university after police swarmed the campus following the occupation of a building. At the time, he told BBC that while he was acting as a key protest negotiator with Colombia officials, he had not participated directly in the student encampment because he was worried it could affect his student visa.
When
I
woke up
just
this
like it
morning,
just
I
screams.
found an email from the administration with the subject Mahmoud Khalil suspended. I was so surprised.
You don't know on what basis you've been suspended?
I don't. According to the email, it says that I refused to disperse and leave the encampment after 2 p.m. And even though I did not actually enter the encampment after 2 p.m. As of now, I cannot access the university, any healthcare. I'm not sure about my housing.
Anyways, this is not really, like I said, I just kind of went down this road because I'm like, okay, did I miss something as far as what Dana said or Dana said? And I don't think that I missed anything. And again, I feel like it's screaming a lot right now to me as a scapegoat for like, oh, this is an easy target for us to like make a point about. And in this somewhere over here in this article somewhere, it was written, um I don't know, but I wrote it here. Donald Trump's promise to crack down on student demonstrators he accuses of un-American activity, anyone who's supporting Palestine. And I feel like it's complicated because to me, Hamas and Palestine are not the same thing, but people are like, it is. It's really hard to differentiate. I was saying too that if you're going to, I forget what was said earlier this week or something. If you're going to say that, sorry, I thought I had poop on me. If you're going to say that, um, like Israel said something. If you're going to say that, what do you think the Palestinian people will feel? Like it'll just fuel any like extremist movement. Again, sorry, I can see there's a YouTube error. So annoying. Can you guys hear me? Am I like frozen? Is it just like a little bit like scattered and annoying? I don't know. So I want to wrap this subject up. So frustrating with this whole YouTube thing with this like Wi-Fi. I don't understand. It was like fine, mostly fine to pull my channel up. All right, no data. Great, cool. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm freezing, but you hear me. Okay. This is really bad because it says like no data. But you hear me? All right. It's bad for me also. The spinning circle in video would just stop and yeah. Um it's just like so annoying. Well, if you can hear let me know if I stop. If I stop being heard. I'll write that in the chat just in case. Spund. To know spund. All right. So, yeah. Donna continued to say this is a man that should not be allowed the rights of free speech, and she feels strongly about that. And how, like, 5 minutes after Dave meeting her friend, that she'll have this new podcast of Jew and Me, and she was wearing Jewish star and all this stuff. Dave was talking in support for a man who wants to blank her. And I was like, this does not sound factual. It sounds like not propaganda, but from an emotional place, from a very personal place, which again, you can say whatever. We have Candace Owens. We have so many people. We have Taylor Lorenz. I don't even know. I have not watched her, but apparently she said some crappy things. We have Stephanie McNeil. We have so many people. Say whatever you want to say. I don't really like this. I don't feel like I because I feel like it's bordering a lie. You're kind of assuming things about this man that I don't know if we know that. To protest for the rights of some people and for the lives of some people and for, because the aid was blocked for a while. This was like before that, but recently the aid was blocked to Palestine by Israel and so forth. So to protest for your people is not the same thing as protesting not just against people, but again, like that saying that these people should blink, should, unalive kind of thing. So I just had like a whole problem with that. And the last thing that I wanted to pull up, yes, excellent. So I hope you can see this. Was because I said in the chat, so you're also against your own Jewish people who supported him. And this is what I was referring to. And again, this came up on my feed at one point with all this news of Mahmoud Khalil and stuff. This is a Jewish Voice for Peace. Zionism is also something that's like confusing to me. You have the previous prime minister of Canada, because I think there's a new one, right? He's like, I am one, I support Zionists or whatever. People are saying no, that's not a good thing. I don't know, but anyway, so I don't know. Oh, they went to the Trump Tower in a mass act of civil disobedience yesterday to make it clear to the Trump administration that we can't deport a movement. Police dragged Jewish protesters out by arms and legs. I'm sorry, this face though. This is like the perfect shot. This is the perfect photo. This is so perfect. Not like I'm not like like just the way that his face was just like perfectly saying everything. But yeah, so this is their shirt says "Not in our name," and do we have like veterans against racism, Jews say what was that? Sorry, some of these are like hard to tell. There was one where you could see the back of these shirts. I don't know. But yeah, anyways. I think also, yeah, he was studying at Columbia University for like international not politics, international something. It's over here. Where does it say? Was it over here? Um, I don't know. Anyways, but she made it sound like this guy got a green card just to come here and blank Jews. And I'm like, I'm 99.9% sure that's not it, but I don't know because I don't know him and I don't, so could be, I guess. But all that I've seen is he was protesting for his ethnicity. Um, and he, you know, this is what he is also trying to study because he has like an interesting background as far as like helping an embassy or something. I don't know. I'll link this below, if you want to watch it. But when this whole thing started, too, did this have the back of the shirt? Jews say stop arming Israel. That's right. Jews say stop arming Israel. I know at the beginning, I don't agree with my mom. My mom is Jews, anti Semitism, and Israel. All of that is under the same thing. Um, and I say, I think the government of Israel, the whatever guy, I forget his name, the leader, don't forget, but I don't really want to say it. His politics are different than the Jewish people, just like I've said about Russia and stuff. I understand that some people agree. I understand it's so complicated. I understand that on the other side, there is an extremist take on things that has made it very difficult to sympathize, but also when people are put in a corner, that's also kind of difficult. Like, that's where extremism breeds. And then, I was talking earlier with my stepfather as far as like there's been so many instances around the world where people like go in, take over a region, and the people have a choice to either like fight to death for that region or like jump out of it and just go somewhere else. And I'm like, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I don't promote that. I think it's, again, nuanced and complex. And I don't think there's, like, unfortunately, like a happy solution because as humans, we're not evolved enough to have the best solution for these things. But I don't think it's right to kick people out because Trump was like trying to move them to other countries. I'm like, so we're playing musical chairs with ethnicities, with people, with people's society, culture, country, whatever. That's what we're doing. Like, and then you'll move those people to somewhere else, and you'll move those people to somewhere else, and where does it stop? We already did that with Jews, and that's not working. That didn't really work. This conflict has been happening for a long time because we're like, okay, well, we'll put them here. That I don't think that was a very successful decision. At this point, it doesn't look like that was successful. That was a good choice. So when I heard that about Donald Trump having that idea, I'm like, this guy is really treating this like a business. And oftentimes businesses are not, they don't really work well. Like, there's like temporary solutions or solutions that you make work, but ultimately it's they're not really good solutions. They're just ones that bring more money or like temporarily, alleviate a problem, but then it pops up in the other place or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's what we're doing. Anyways, this kind of wraps up this segment. Got through it. I did not plan on talking about this today. Obviously, this one popped up. But I felt very strongly about this. Yeah. I was going to also pull up the segment Donna's and Zach's and Dave's. Anyways, I don't know. But I definitely support Dave in this. I whether or not I agree, although I kind of agree on the surface, at least a little bit that I know, I agree with that little bit. I don't know if fully if I listened to the whole thing, haven't had time to. But regardless, like I support him as far as like a content creator. I know how hard he's been working, and he's really been building his channel from the ground up. Whereas I feel like people like Donna is a little bit more like the Blake Lively of the content creators, because um, she's also been building things from the ground up, but she has had a lot more support, I feel like, from like I just found out her husband has a podcast studio. Maybe that was like more recent. I don't know. I don't know. Why can't we all get along and respect each other? Yeah. Sorry, I'm not doing like the best at being, um, neutral, I guess. This is definitely like me talking about like not neutrality. I wasn't really like saying we should be neutral, but yeah, respectful. And I don't know if any of this is coming off as unrespectful or disrespectful. I know there was a moment where I was like, oh, why did I say that or say it in that way? That was pretty bad. But yeah, I don't mean that I don't mean this to come across that way, but yeah, not no, but more peace if people did. Yeah, like I said, like I aspire to be a lot more like Dave. There was something just recently he was talking about something, and I was like, whoa, like yeah, I have so much work to do on myself. But yeah. Anyways, I love my notes today. There's so many like there's the dolphin thing, and there's so many like rainbow highlights and things. It just makes it a little bit, I don't know, lighter. This went heavy a little too fast. We kind of dived into the deep end, and everything else. Well, yeah, I think everything else will be definitely a lot lighter. Um, yeah, I talked about the commercials, also commercials on live YouTube videos. I don't know YouTube. I understand you want your money, and I understand some of that money goes to the creators. I don't know if the creators can control that because I'm not monetized, so I don't know if they have special control. If you have special control and you're watching this, content creators, please stop. You know, I understand we all need money. I'm unlike pretty much all the content creators that I've seen. I'm unemployed and I have no income right now, and definitely not income from YouTube. So, you know, I guess for me it's like, one way or another it's pointless. But I'm still showing up and doing this, but with the live commercials, it bothers me because the person's live. Do you guys ever get commercials on my lives? Because they last quite a long time, but I don't know if, again, because I'm not monetized, it might not kick in, or maybe it's, something that, like I said, they control. But it's so pointless and weird and uncomfortable because I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's oftentimes, when it's like the middle of a sentence or something that you're really on the seat for, not always, but sometimes on the edge of your seat. But again, live is live, and we're in the chats, and so we're like typing, we're interacting. YouTube needs to get away with that, get away from that. Have your commercials before the live starts, because for a lot of the lives, people are waiting there. Have it after, just not during. Just not during. Or maybe alert live content creators saying, hey, we want to give a commercial break, tell us when, and we can like click on it and then alert everyone like, hey, 2 minute, not two, oh my gosh, not 2 minute, like 5 second commercial break, kind of thing. But yeah, that's why sometimes I don't comment. Some are quick to attack as well as support. Yeah, I'd rather stay quiet. Yeah, I generally do too. This just like really got to me on a number of levels, I guess. But yeah, sorry I couldn't talk about all the commercial talk. Very random. Um, I had this other point. I'll move it down because I don't really want to talk about that. That's just like, I don't know, just more heatedness. Not even related to content creators, YouTube, Blake Lively, nothing. This is just like a general thing. Maybe I'll say it. I'll just mention it. I had this experience less than a year ago. No, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, where this person, this woman, I was telling them that I want to do psychology at that time. I think I officially signed up to the psychology master's. And it's something that my whole life I've been passionate about, have loved, want to help people, want to connect with people. It's so much more important to me than being a millionaire or, the following thing, which is what she was like, no, don't do that. Be a lawyer, or be a legal secretary, blah, blah, blah. Be a lawyer, because this is so weird that, considering where we are with, never saw a commercial. Okay, good. Yeah. Probably because I'm not, probably wouldn't get the money. Um, but yeah, so, and I don't have followers. So they're like, she's small potatoes. Like, these commercials would be wasted. Another benefit of being a small channel, a micro channel. But yeah, she's like, no, be a lawyer because, um, men listen to you. That's the only profession men will listen to you. And I'll say it, for context, that was never in the conversation that we're having. That was not something that I expressed that I wanted or cared for or that I believed. And my first reaction is like, that's sad that you believe that's the only place that that men can listen to you. That's really sad. I went into my psychology kind of mindset too later, but like initially that was my take. Fast forward to a few months ago, talked to this other woman. They know each other too, so maybe they talked about this. I don't know, but she's in finance. She's doing something else, and she also said the same thing. And she was so focused. She was trying to force her kid to become a doctor because that's like how you become a millionaire. I'm like, oh, content creation. Not like if you're really good at it, if you find like a style and whatever it takes to like get good at this and have the followings and are at the right place at the right time and all this stuff, like you can make so much more money than being a doctor. And also you don't have to pay off the loans of being a doctor, which is almost equally, I don't know, there's a lot of school like fees or whatever, tuition that goes into medical school, and it takes like pretty much your whole 20s. But anyways, so I was like, I don't value that. That's not aligned with my value. And also the whole thing with like, you know, I love finance. You should like go back to that. I'm not into finance, but like, anyways, because like men listen to you. That's where like that's the only place men listen to you. Like you're kind of like you're above the men, so they have to listen to you. They have to listen to you. That's what they were saying. And I was like, what the heck is with these women? I've never heard of that. Like, we all, men, women, we all have had, well, not all of us, but a lot of us have had moments of discrimination or, the unknown kind of discrimination where it's not really on the surface of the person doing it. Like they're not really aware of it, or they are aware of it, all the stuff. I think most of us have had some of that. Or we've seen that happening to others. We are aware of it happening, etc. And I understand the hurt that can cause. But this obsession and this fixation and this like mindset that you need to be, it's kind of like the Blake Lively thing, right? Like, oh, I need to make the men suffer. I need to like show my power over men by forcing him to drink my martini like I'm waterboarding him. You know, these like torture techniques. I know these women weren't saying that, but it was kind of the same like energy that came with what they were saying. And even I heard the first one before the Blake Lively thing, but I was like, I mean, this is your issue, you know, like for both of them. Like these are, I didn't say this to them, but like these are your issues that you need to heal, because it will drive you, like obviously it will drive you and it will cost you. You might think that you're winning, but it'll cost you so much as far as like inner stress and as far as inner turmoil. And the decisions you will make will not be truest to you and your values, because you will make those decisions based on like, how can I get over men? How can I, you know, which maybe like I can't think of like a great example right now, but maybe like what would be best for you is to make decision A, but because you're so fixated on like, "Oh, I have this has to happen," you'll make this decision which is not really in your best benefit. I wish I had like an actual good example. um but yeah, that was like something I actually had noted quite a few lives ago, but didn't get to. And like, well, I guess why not now? Initially, I didn't have much. So I was like, yeah. This was honestly supposed to be like a chill hangout. And I'm sorry I just started with so much heat and energy and like talking to instead of like talking with you guys. Like it was one of my moments, I guess. Like it was just triggering being passed on. Like Donna was triggered and then I got triggered by her and here we are. And maybe I triggered some of you or some of the replay listeners. And yeah, that's why, like, you know, working on it, and one day I'll be like more peace, love, and compassion like I preach. I hate preach. I'm not preaching anything. You know what I'm trying to say. Like I promote. And yeah. But anyways, that said, I have never experienced that in the workplace. We all respected each other even when we disagreed. Yeah. Um it's interesting. It's interesting what people like go through. But again, I think it goes back to like early on when I started talking about this on this channel. And I had said this to the friend that I lost over this whole Blake Lively thing. Um, and I told her, and I told here the channel that, well, I told I said a few things. One, like both things can be true, or like you can hold two things at the same time. At that time, I was like, I can hold being open to believing Blake, and I can hold and seeing that she might be true, she might be right, and then I can also hold supporting Justin. At that time, this was like really early on. I genuinely held both, and she, like many people I've discovered, couldn't understand. Like, no, it's like one or the other. I'm like, this is one of the big things that is wrong with this planet right now. It's like, no, because most things are not one or the other. We have so many like contradictions in ourselves. Um, but the other part, well, gosh, my brain just like flew out of my brain. My mind flew out of my brain. Um, because it was something as far as like we all respected each other. Um, oh yeah, that this is the um work on your issues. Don't let them drive you. Bohemian Diva had this video on He's Not Your Man. It was the title. And she kept repeating that, like, Justin Baldoni is not your man, is not your ex, sorry, your ex. Um, just to say in the sense of like, don't project your experience with a man onto this man just because he's a man. Um, and it is kind of ironic that everything that's kind of coming out is quite that she's your ex. And that's interesting. But yeah, as far as like being in a workplace, being in relationships, being in families, being in places where you might disagree with people, it's, I think it's tough anyways. But if you have unresolved issues, and if you are, going into a profession because you just want to like fix your issue, and the way to fix your issue is not to like heal it, but to see the beauty of men in the world and the beauty, in the world, period, um, it will just consume you. You will end up having to pay for that. Not them. Well, I mean, in some cases, like we're seeing now, sometimes it's them, but you will most likely have to pay for not healed issues. And unfortunately, I hate that we did not come here on this planet. I mean, some people believe that we do choose before we come on, before we get born, we choose what, you know, issues to go through or whatever. I don't know that I believe that. So I think that we don't choose the issues that our parents, that our society, that our friends, that our surroundings give us. If we're born in a war country or a country at war, if we're born in poverty, if we're born rich, all that stuff, and all that comes with all of those things, unfortunately, we don't get to choose how we're shaped by that up to a certain point. When you reach adulthood, if you can, earlier the better. But once you are able to be aware, like, of, the mind, something mind app, mind, I don't know, Headspace app, sorry. I remember like they had a free example of their meditation. It was like literally just the basic of learning your thoughts are not you. Your thoughts are like clouds in the sky, but you're the sky. And it's something like that. Like your issues are not who you are, kind of. It's like they are things that you have learned through how other people respond to things, and there are ways how you've felt like you had to respond to things because you had no other option. If you're like baby, like you couldn't speak, so you would develop like crying or whatever kind of tactics, or shutting down or whatever. But ultimately, yeah, it affects you, and even worse, I will say no, it affects other people, unfortunately, too. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about that right now. That is awesome, Maria, that you love your job. Um, it'll take a toll on you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And also, if you go for like, oh, this is like the profession that's like most after, or the most secure, people will never fire you, or people will always need accountants, I was always told, like, and here we are with AI. That's turning a lot of professions a lot on their heads, potentially. So you never know if you'll make the money that you're going after, if you'll have this job security that you're going after. um, this is another reason why I love Dave, is that he continuously promotes like, have your own piece, have your own, I forget the words that he uses, but like your thing. You cannot ever rely on anyone, because no company will care about you. No company will have your back. Sometimes they do in a way, but those can also go out of business, and as much as they want to have your back, like they can't. So like whatever you do, whatever is in your power, will be the most in your control. Not absolutely in your control. Like here, I have my 131 subscribers. It keeps going up and down, like, but it never passes 131. um Maybe it's like what Rose Wild was saying, like it just unsubscribes people sometimes. But yeah, like I have had a very hard time figuring out like my piece of the YouTube pie, and how to like break through to be seen, at least to be seen by more people. And some of those, statistically will enjoy this content, some will not. um what you do love your job, right? But it takes a toll on you if you do it just for the money. That's how I read it. I think we're on the same page. But yeah, sorry. But so yeah, like it's really hard to do your thing. Thinking about the coaching side of things, I'm like, oh my gosh, it is. It's hard to create your audience or create your clients or whatever. Um, but once you do, it's a little easier to control the circumstances. You can see things coming a little bit more, I think, and also you have so much more freedom. But entrepreneurs oftentimes also work so many more hours. At the beginning of this, like even now, like I'm trying to have some more balance to my life because I'm honestly right now, I'm in recovery, as I call it. So I haven't really been doing a good job, but I should have been doing a better job in balancing the YouTube, which also it plays a part in that, but also like getting enough rest, um, socializing, or like just doing other things, or just like staring at a wall, not doing anything, you know? So because I mean, even doing lives takes so much preparation to see what's out there, what's in the news, what, did Blake Lively file? Try to figure out. I used to also watch a lot of the content creators, and now I've not even had time to. The last week, I think I was like, oh my gosh, like when? Like when do I have the time to watch these people's content? And with Lauren, like I love participating in her chats and it's cool. So it's like, but it's so hard. It's so hard. Anyways, let's talk about something nice. And that is shows that I'm watching. I don't know, sorry. That was like really loud. Sometimes I don't anticipate my loudness. Starting with Paradise. Has anyone on here seen about this show or seen any of the show? I don't even know how I clicked on it because again, like I'm in a weird space where I'm getting back into watching drama. Like, what is it called? Well, this is called sci-fi, but like political thriller, post-apocalyptic, whatever. I don't know, dramatic shows instead of like comedies or reality TV show. Um, and I think I've been struggling to find something. If you have something like old school that's really like calm, not like fast paced, great to watch as you're winding down, going to bed, or in the middle of the night when you're waking up and you can't sleep and you need something to calm you, but also be your friend, let me know. This is not it. Well, this one could be it, but it has like a sense of like, anxiety because it is it's a thriller kind of thing and sci-fi. You've not heard about it or seen it, Rose Wild. Um, let's talk about it a little bit and we'll see if you would be interested or not. I used to work a lot of hours in the beginning. Now I work good hours. That's something that's hard in the US, but also depending on like what you're doing too. Um, but sometimes, when I think about filmmaking or when I think about YouTube, I'm like, I mean, it's what 10:43 p.m. right now and I'm working and it doesn't feel like work, Well, I'm not getting paid, so I don't know if you consider that. I'm volunteering right now. But it also matters a lot, to like find that, but it's good when you don't have to work long hours or hours that take you away from living life with family and so forth, or just yourself, honestly. But yeah. So Paradise is about, not really spoiling this. It's in their trailer and it's in the first episode, the first minutes of the episode. But this guy, I forget his name. He was on that James Marsden. He was on that one musical. What was it? Oh yeah, he was in The Notebook too. Enchanted. He was in Enchanted. I'm like, he's supposed to be Prince Charming. I don't see it, but okay. Anyways, and then obviously Sterling K. Brown is the star of this, really. And I had a moment earlier. I'm like, I'm so proud that he's in so much lately. But anyways, so he goes away. He gets unalived. I find it interesting though when all of us are saying certain words to compensate or mask other words. I'm like, I'm pretty sure YouTube already catches on to those, like SH instead of, other things. I just sometimes don't feel like comfortable saying those. Hi, Maria. Two Marias. We have two Marias in the house. Welcome. Um, so yeah. So he gets killed. He's the president. Did I say president? President. And then he finds him, and now it's like, what happened? And it's a little bit more because it's like it's saying post-apocalyptical. I don't know if the trailer gives this away or not, so I don't know if I should say it. Well, yeah, I'm only 2 episodes in, so I'm not giving like plot away, but basically they're in this under a mountain. It's kind of like Pleasantville meets political stuff. It meets post-apocalypse. Oh my gosh, Pleasantville. Has anyone seen Pleasantville? That was a long time ago kind of movie. Good day today. What happened, Maria? How was it a good day? You missed drama, so come in with the sunshine. Because after the storm that I just like rained down. Also, because the other Maria was saying that she loves her job. So, how was it a good day? Was it a good day at work or just in general? Tell us however much or however little you want us to know. That's all about this show. I really like the play on colors. Both this show and the next show that I'll talk about has started to do this thing that's kind of becoming a trend, I'm guessing, where they use certain colors for symbolism. Um, there was a scene today that I was watching on Paradise where there was this one agent and this other lady. Her name is Sinatra, but also Samantha. Sinatra is like a code name. But and she kind of is the one that made this whole world or whatever. And I think, yeah, the agent had like a navy, like head to toe suit on, and she had a like brick color head to toe suit on. Very similar fashion too. I don't know if it was exactly the same. I don't think it was exactly the same outfit, but very similar. You don't have Hulu. I don't have Hulu either. I have Disney Plus, and they've like merged, I guess, or something. I had everyone laughing with your word from yesterday. What word? Bobulinski? I'm sorry, that always makes me laugh. Yeah, that should be like a code word, not a code word. What's that word when people use safe word? Not safe word. Like sometimes when people have therapy or like they're in therapy or something, they're said, hey, like find a word, like if you're in an argument, say that word when it gets too heated or something. So yeah, that should be our word. If I ever get too heated or too like, whoa, Arena, we're getting offended or like whatever, just say Bobulinski in the chat and I'll be like, okay, I'll just start laughing. But is that the word? Um Oh yeah, yeah. So I don't have Hulu. I have Disney, and that's where I watch this and the other one. Um, but yeah, it's so yeah. I like the color, and then it's nice and calm. It's not like crazy like lately, like the next show that I'm watching. So if you are into that, it's cool. Can't speak too much more about it because I only saw, like I said, just the first what 2 or 3 episodes. I don't even know. I think 2 episodes. Oh no, those are like old. I don't know. Yeah, I'm on episode 3. There you go. So, yeah. So I don't know. Good, bad. Right now, I would say middle of the road. Not like whoa, but not like eh. Just middle of the road. They were like, "What's that?" Yeah, yeah. So I was saying, I think at the very, very beginning that think I don't know. I googled it, and apparently I'll Google it now. Um, Apparently he was something with Joe Biden. I don't know. So I was like, "Ooh, don't want to touch that." But have a good night, Rose Wild. Good night. Thank you for coming. Um, but yeah, I still love the name. So yeah, or the word. This is the next one. Interior Chinatown. Um, this one's weird. I don't know that I can say anything, but this one's weird. This one's a really weird show. In some parts, it makes me uncomfortable. Um, I don't even know what's going on in the show, honestly. I don't even know what's going on. It's by that one guy that's what's his name? Oh gosh. Taika Waititi comes to mind, but I don't know if that's his like what's the guy's name? He's with what's her name? What am I saying? What am I saying? Oh my gosh. Is his name there? Oh, Taika Waititi. Okay, so I was like close. All right. Okay. Taika Waititi. He's married to what's that singer's name? Rita Ora. There you go. And yeah. Yeah, the show's weird. So if you like weird shows where you're like, what the heck is happening? Where am I? On the surface it looks normal, kind of. Very quickly you realize it's not. But then when you're realizing what it kind of is, you don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me, but I'm like, I understand what they're how how the young kids are saying putting down, but I don't really know what they're putting down. Like I can see what they are, but I don't know what they are. I don't know what it is. But basically it starts he's a waiter. What's his name? Jimmy O Young. I think he was in the that one Christmas movie, right? Yeah, Love Hard. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. Like surprisingly good movie. But yeah, so he's a waiter in his uncle's Chinese restaurant in Chinatown, I think. And they're Cantonese, I believe. And or they speak Cantonese. And uh there's suddenly a mystery with his brother and murders. It's like a murder mystery kind of thing, but it's weird. Um, this is the part where it's kind of like the Pleasantville thing of it, but it's not Pleasantville. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So I'm like, I don't even know if I would spoil it, but I don't even know how to how to describe it. Very, very color driven. very color driven. If you give it a chance, you'll see that what I mean. Like, it's really, like, literally, like, scenes change color for reasons, like, in big ways. Has anyone seen this or seen about this? I never heard of it or anything until, and it's like, I guess November kind of debut. But again, I don't have Hulu, but just, I think one of these nights, it popped on. Um, I would recommend it, like I said, if you're really in the mood to be like your mind blown and not know where you're at with the movie. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I don't know. This is the other one. This is so interesting. The shows that I've been watching are interesting choices. I guess I'm really into Disney right now. I'll say the Disney app needs to get like TV shows separate from movies, because I don't care if it's Marvel or whatever. Just give me like TV shows and movies, kind of like Netflix has, so I can make choices that way. So Deli Boys, I don't know why this image. I need a better image. Oop. It was like, do that. She was on. I think she was the mom on the one Mindy Kaling show. Oh, I forget. No, no. Okay, I like all the Marias. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so this was cool because they're actually Pakistani, and it all, like, there is a segment in it like, well, you're all Indians, right? And they're like, no. And I love how it gets into that, because it's like, less known facts about, part of the world. But yeah, and so it's about this one. I've seen trailers on, I think, like commercials on just like my YouTube TV thing. It might be a show that's like happening on some sort of channel. Does it say here what channel? No. Okay. Anyways, so yeah. Uh, Basically, their dad dies, and then they are not necessarily willingly, not aware, but they end up getting into the family business, which is transporting drugs or whatever. So, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I would like to know more. I would like to know. I don't know. I'm not aware of what's going on with Disney, so let me know. Um, but yeah, so this one's like a comedy, but it's like heavy stuff and graphic stuff. Um, I like the characters of the two guys. I like the like how opposite they are, and the absurdities that are happening to them and how they react accordingly. Like, what the heck is going on? But more real life than this. This is just like we're thinking like, what the heck is going on? The characters not as much as these. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have more to say about that. I've been watching all of these shows kind of, you know, interchange them. Is that the word? I don't know. I really want to watch this, honestly, because I think I gave it a shot, or I saw the trailer when it came out originally, and I'm like, this feels different. It feels like current sitcoms, but I think it is still, unlike like more current sitcoms. It is a little bit more like the older sitcoms, like the original How I Met Your Mother, as far as like filming. Um, the Deli Boys sounds interesting. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can. I thought it was like on Amazon for some reason. I'm pretty sure you can get it on just like YouTube. I don't know, honestly, if you don't support Disney. But yeah, Hulu and Disney seem to be together. So yeah. What show? Let's see. Does it have? Is it anywhere? No. In other places after, because contracts expire and all that stuff. But yeah, so this one I put on because like I was saying, oh, no data, great. Saying that I sorry, I thought I saw a spider. That I need a show that's like not with murder, not with I don't know. Yeah, everything's like about crime. And so like I wanted something when I'm going to sleep, when I'm going to bed, or when I wake up in the middle of the night, I wanted something that wasn't going to give me bad dreams, that was going to calm me down and be like happy and warm, fuzzy feeling. So I don't know that this one like is exactly that, but I literally just started and I fell asleep last night. So I haven't really seen anything past like the first maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Again, sorry for the, internet coming in and out again. I think it's stabilizing here in a little bit. Nothing. I stopped watching when they fired Johnny Depp. Oh, did they fire him? Oh, interesting. I'm starting to see the similarities with that, especially with Justin Baldoni. Although I feel like Johnny Depp has had a lot more skeletons in his closet. I feel like there's a lot more to that package, but yeah. Was that. And then finally, Abbott Elementary. This one I've been watching. This is what, the 4th season, is it? Where are we? Yeah, season 4. I've been watching all the 4 seasons. You can watch this anywhere, I guess. I watch it on YouTube TV. Yeah, I watch it as it comes out. And I love it. It's a little too fast paced. Like the rhythm of it, I can't even like say what I mean by that besides that. But it's a little fast paced, but it's good when you're not going to bed, when you're not going to sleep. Also because they talk quite like normal talk, so it's like hard to hear them, if that makes sense. It's not like a performance kind of talk. So yeah, yes, and Fantastic Beasts sequel. I didn't even know he was in that. I haven't watched any of that. Well, yeah. How is he doing? Oh, his daughter. Remember when you guys told me I should watch? Well, I don't think that you said you should watch this, but you brought up the Nosferatu movie, and I was like, why is this? Who decided this movie needed to be made? His daughter was in that. She looks a lot like her mom. But yeah, and I was like, I mean, she looks like a lot like both of them. But yeah, what is he up to? Johnny Depp. Has he recovered from things? What? I don't know. I really didn't watch any of that trial. Yeah, don't know much about anything. Oh my gosh, this internet is just bothering me maybe more than it bothers you guys. He wasn't only part 1. Well, yeah, because he got fired, but like, yeah. I was saying like, oh, I didn't know he was at all in any of that. I only know that one British guy. Was it the main guy or something? I don't know. I listen to horror stories to sleep at night. Yeah. Well, if you like horror, yeah, maybe none of these. I would say Deli Boys is kind of close to that. And Paradise is a little too slow, I think. It's a thriller. It's post-apocalyptical. It has its like fear kind of to it, but it's really slow and more like a drama than horror. I don't think I don't think I will ever like really have any shows that I don't know, never say never. There's Katie Malua song that says like basically like now that we're together I can watch like scary movies, or scary movies don't scare me at all. I forget. If anyone know Katie Malua, the singer, she's awesome. He's also directing movies. He's doing really well. Cool. That's cool that he's directing movies. I feel like it's about time. I think that sometimes in an actor's career, I think it's a natural progression to get to like be a director. I think it's really cool when actors do that. Not every actor wants to do that, but I think it's cool. So that's cool. I'm gonna check out his IMDb. I'm gonna see what he's directing or what's coming out from him. Um, but yeah, I did think of when I was trying to like think like what should I watch, and I was having all of these shows. To me, this is, the murder mystery shows or podcasts or whatever they call them. What is, I forget what those things are, but how people say like this is what I listen to go to sleep, like this is what I listen to calm down from the what's happening in the world or whatever, and it's like crime podcast, whatever you call it, like yeah. It's like okay. Yeah, there's so many people like that, and I cannot. I'm really affected, like whatever I hear and see, and they say like whatever that first hour and last hour, like as you wake up and before you fall asleep, that is when your like brain waves change to be the most susceptible. So whatever you're like listening to or watching is the most affecting you during those times. This goes into like the attachment theory coaching thing. And so if you want to work on wounds that you have, healing those, or like affirmations or whatever, that is the best time to like say that. Like when you're like half asleep, you're kind of almost like you can still hear things, but you're like kind of, it's like a meditative state almost. But some people don't get affected. Some people, like in that sense, some people are like fine or like that. I know that I will, even tonight, I will have nightmares about spiders because I had a spider in my bathroom earlier today. So, um, yeah, and watching these shows, I've had some interesting dreams. And it's not really like crime dreams. It's not exactly related, but it's like dreams that are more anxiety causing than like calming dreams and like happy and whatever. But yeah, like I said, some people not like that at all. And there was actually that one podcast guy, the British guy, the Steve guy, Diary of a CEO guy. He had someone come on and talk about why some people actually get, good sleep or need those kind of shows or podcasts to sleep. So that was interesting. He also did concerts and art for charities. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. He's such an artist. Like the cliche of an artist. We're talking about Johnny Depp, right? Um, I went to the concert, and Andy from Popcorn Planet went. Not with Andy. I like how you you also mentioned that Johnny is multi-talented. Yeah, and I think a lot of times, like for me, for example, I know I'm like I just want to do a bunch of things. I want to do music and I want to do like directing, and I also maybe want to do acting or something else. Edit. I liked editing movies at one point. I was painting. I haven't painted in a long time, but that was like fun. And when I pictured, how they tell you like, what is your ideal day? I'm like, which day? Because there's like every day could be different to me. That would be like awesome. Like one day wake up like, oh, I want to paint. I have an idea for a painting, or like write a book, or be in like 3 months directing a movie, or acting in a movie, or like go on a tour, or like perform my music somewhere. That was kind of like my ideal, always. Gosh, I hate this internet. It's not going back to like excellent. Okay. You'll be terrified in my house. There are acres and spiders everywhere. Oh gosh, yes. No. I was in England and I saw the biggest spiders, not as big as like what the coconut spider or whatever in Hawaii or Thailand or you know one of those regions, but it was like I think it was like that big, and it was hairy, and it was like kind of like an oval shape, kind like to it, I don't know. It was hard to. It was weird. No. Wolf spider looks cute. Oh, up close they look cute. Like, look at that face. Not that one. That's why did they put that picture on? Look at this. Look at that face. Look at those eyes. That's cute. Sorry, for anyone who has arachnophobia, then should have put trigger warning. Um, like bees too, up close and in pictures, cool. In real life, no, not cool. I'm not okay. I'm not okay with any of those. Any kind of creepy crawly insect, yeah. Ladybugs freak me out. Not when I was younger, but now, yeah. Butterflies are okay, but yeah, I think just anything right now. So yeah, I probably would be terrified on him. My passion. Oh my gosh, my brain, like, what was I saying? What did you? Like exploring. Okay, yeah. Yeah. But like back to what I was saying as far as like Johnny Depp, I think some artists are like artists. Like they ways of seeing through art, of creating art. And I see Johnny Depp as being definitely that. Hi P. Boy, you miss a lot, including a spider. A spider picture. No, not tarantula. No, I mean this was England. Let's let's not. I mean they did have a palm tree in their front yard in England. Oh my gosh, I literally just searched British spiders. I don't think I'll find it. None of these. Have you seen the people with jumping spiders on Instagram? I could not have a jumping spider, but they look so like they love each other. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Giant house spider. Maybe it was this. I mean, it has giant house spider in the name. Oh yeah, I think it was this one. Oh my god, I can't even look at this. But yeah, I think it was this one. And it was on, I think it was on my Uggs, or it was on someone's Uggs. Um, yeah. And it was like that big, I think, or maybe bigger. I don't know. It was a little like, in the closet. And I was like, oh my God. But somehow I slept okay in the house, like, and everywhere else. I just was like, oh, I don't really want to go in that closet. I don't think it was my Uggs because I had all my stuff upstairs. Yeah. But yeah, P, you missed my internet having issues. I don't understand why. Let me try. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna try to like not restart Wi-Fi, but just like change Wi-Fi's. How is it now? How is it now? No data still. This is so frustrating. Can you guys hear me? See me? This is so frustrating. How am I showing up? My iPad kind of stopped connecting. But I think that's why. I'll listen to the replay. I fell asleep early. Sleep is good. Sleep is good. Honestly, I think I'm just like winding this down. I have obviously, the Break Lively thing, but I think I'll leave the other stuff for later. Like the Oliver Stone topic that I have had for like at the beginning of this week, and Colleen Hoover. Okay, we can talk about Colleen. That one's pretty fast, I think. Um, Candace Owens on Billy Bush and Armie Hammer on Billy Bush. I need to get to do that deep dive on Armie Hammer. Can I say, like, I might have my first crush in a very long time on him. I think it was because he was talking so much about like therapy. And he's so good looking too. But yeah, I'm gonna admit it with you guys. Like, yeah, I think I have my first crush. I haven't had like a celebrity crush, and I don't know. Ewan McGregor comes to mind. But that was like 15 years ago. It was like Moulin Rouge times. Yeah. No, I saw her on Zach P's roundtable that something happened. Yeah. So not my proudest moment. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, she got really triggered by Dave Neal on that podcast, and I got triggered by her being triggered, and that was most of this podcast so far. Well, I'm not having a podcast. Most of this of my video at the beginning. So trigger warning, I guess, for that. But yeah, that was a big one for me. I feel like I haven't been that like passionate about something in a while, because the whole thing with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and Justin Baldoni, I've like, it was driving me crazy reading these motions to dismiss and stuff. But I was surprised that with her motion to dismiss, like, Ask Two Lawyers also felt like, so we'll see how that goes. But I wasn't as triggered or like thrown off or whatever as I expected it to be. Like Ryan Reynolds, I felt like was more ridiculous. But with hers, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I may not like it, but she might have a good legal point. So yeah, you're freezing once in a while. Okay, yeah. It sucks. I literally like I tried to like come in and out. It didn't help the situation. I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. Um but yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, and then we also talked P about the TV shows I've been watching, like Paradise and although I'm freezing. But yeah, Paradise, if you've seen it. I did not even know this, but apparently I've been watching Disney Plus a lot. But yeah, Paradise, Interior Chinatown, which is a crazy show. If you're into crazy, I don't know what's happening, this is the show for you. Sorry, I need to refresh this too. Great. Okay. Interior Chinatown. That was Paradise. And then Deli Boys. And then How I Met Your Father. And then Abbott Elementary, which I didn't even talk about. So, yeah, Quinta Brunson. If you haven't heard about this show, though, by now, this has been such a big, well, like, hugely talked about show. And I think it's so awesome. It's such a good inspiration for, like, for women and also for like creators that are trying to make their own way in their own way. She made this show and she's starring in it. It's pretty cool. It's really cool when that happens, and it's so good. And it's kind of like The Office for teachers. It's really cool, really fun. Anytime I think like, oh, this episode cannot be, interesting or whatever. Like they've done everything, whatever. Um, oh boy, open floodgates. She thinks every glitch is Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Oh, Donna, yeah. I haven't watched much of her show lately, anyways. Um, yeah, yeah. People hate it. Was like, I don't mind Dave. Yeah, definitely watch the beginning, P. But yeah, I know like she kept saying like, oh, it must be the CIA because her content was down, and I'm like, I guess it is odd. It is odd when her like in the one Instagram video or something, her sound just stopped working after she mentioned Blake Lively. I think the internet issues, I mean, I have internet issues. I don't think that's necessarily her. It could have been a solar flare for all we know. I don't know, but like I don't think she really believes that. I think that's like just her kind of style. Her spiel is always to like, oh, it must be this, it must be that. But yeah, a lot of content creators, I feel like for all of us, I don't know. It's like you watch and then you like are oversaturated with them, or something happens where you're like, "Ooh, I didn't really enjoy that. I don't really agree." Blah blah. And then you go away, and then maybe something else happens, and you watch them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember. I liked this person for this reason, and whatever." I don't know. It comes and goes, but this I think was like a big trigger moment. It's so interesting because like she said some things in the past that I would consider people would have been more enraged by or had more of a divisive opinion or something. But somehow this was the one that seems like it got a lot of people riled up. This is this is what's riling me up. This stupid internet problem. This is so annoying. So annoying. Um, yeah. What else did we talk about? So annoying. I'm just completely frozen. Sorry, I just pulled up my own my own video just to see. Oh my gosh. This is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. So frustrating. Like before, it had its moments, but then it would be back up. But now it's not backing up. It's not coming back up. Oh gosh, this is so frustrating. I'll say I'll just, go on to the Colleen Hoover of it all. Uh this is so frustrating. uh man. Um can you like where am I to you guys? Cuz on what I have pulled up, like I'm like way behind as far as video. Like it's struggling so hard. Like I've already clicked out of Abbott Elementary screen and that's not what's showing up here. How does Lauren get these updates files so quickly? She signed up for Pacer. Is she having another live? Is there another filing? Um, yeah, she pays for them, and she has also she accepts donations, which I'm unable to accept donations, even if I had more people on here to like make that worthy for you guys. Um, so yeah, I don't see. Oh yeah, there was the reply memorandum of law supportive motion. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I'll watch her video. Oh gosh, this is so frustrating. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry for the internet issues today. Um, yeah, do we even want to go? Do we want to end this live? I will also say that Monday I won't be able to do a live because I have a workshop during my usual class time. So I'm taking a night class time for that class on Monday. So I can't do that. But I was going to come on Sunday night. Not sure of the possibility of that. And also, like, enjoy your Sunday night. I know it's like Sunday night is you know, a stressful one for many people. Although I know one of the Marias loves her job, so maybe it's like, oh, I'm excited to go back to work. Or like if Monday is your day of work or your day off, I don't know. But yeah, so I'll probably do Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or something. Welcome back, Maria. Maria, other Maria. um. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just have like a hard time. Let me put a poll up. Sorry, this is so not interesting. I'm writing my own polls and I'm really slow. I don't see this stupid Wi-Fi working. Oh, both the Marias unfollowed Donna. I, I wonder how many people unfollowed her. I don't think I can see. I know there's like a way to see it, but I don't know how many people can see this. That's pretty interesting, though. Noah Cyrus has a new song. Is anyone into Selena Gomez? I was watching some of her new songs on YouTube. I was watching some of her new things. I'm talking on mic. What? I don't know. Wait. But yeah, Selena Gomez, I kind of like her again. I'm surprised. Um Sorry, I'm like opening up a bunch of things. I'm trying to see. I can't see, you know, Donna's like how many followers she lost. People have a way to see that, but I don't know. But that's like because it's kind of startling to me now. I'm talking about Donna. Well, I was talking. Who when? I was saying with Lauren that she signed up for Pacer and she purchases these, pays for these um, court filings as they come because a lot of them have not become available to, the rest of us. So that's how she has access. And then, okay, Maria, so it's like a real podcast, this one. And then yeah, and then I've switched back to Donna because both of the Marias are unfollowing her. um I'm guessing, right? Maria Rodriguez, you were saying like Donna, not Lauren. Anyways, where was I? So she has like 42.2 subscribers, K subscribers. I don't know to see. Oh, I know where I could see it because I have that vidIQ or whatever in my other browser. But yeah, just because I'm curious, just because like I'm surprised that I didn't expect. I mean, you guys are not the only ones. Um, okay. You guys aren't the only ones who say that you've unfollowed her. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting over this is like this is the catalyst to that. But let me see this and then yeah, I'll just I guess wrap it up because I don't see this becoming a better internet situation. My family's like, send this like screenshot. I'm like, but you're asking for a phone screenshot of the internet settings and not a regular one. Oh, I'm glad that now you see like okay. So no, what day is this? What days are we on? Okay, we're on the 21st of March. I probably won't see until tomorrow, but she's gained 500 subscribers in the last day, but it's also going down. So I wonder if tomorrow we'll see kind of like the count of the subscribers that she has lost or gained. Probably not that much. And I didn't unsubscribe from her. I just felt like conflicted because I'm like, do I want to be that person? But also, I'm also working on my boundaries and healthy boundaries and standing up for what I believe in and things and not people pleasing. And I'm like, is that where I'm coming from for not subscribing? Because it obviously heated me so much, it triggered me so much that I talked a lot about it. So, yeah. Um, Selena Gomez, like her as an actress only. Her new songs are pretty interesting. I kind of like her new sound. But yeah, fair enough. I don't like her in Murders in the Building. And someone was it Donna that was saying something about her voice? Like I didn't notice that her voice changed, but definitely I noticed that um her voice was very nasally and it was lacking to me. Wow, I'm watching my own feed, my own video on my phone, and it's so behind visually. But yeah, it was um, what was I going to say? I don't know. It was just kind of distracting, or oh yeah, it seemed like it was lacking in range. You know, it was like quite monotonous. So I was like, was she always like this? I don't think she was always like this. So maybe it is like her lupus or something that was affecting her voice and stuff. And or just like different mature I think she was like going through it seemed like she was going through a lot. Maybe that was just her character. I don't know. So um but yeah, I kind of like her new music, but there's not much of it. A lot of like it's interesting. I don't know. The songs that I heard, there were a couple of songs and then some that were like more experimental, I would say. Um but yeah, I guess if you did I jinx your Wi-Fi? No, no, Maria, you didn't. That was way at the beginning. Um it just yeah, it just I think it was trying really hard and then it gave up. They're like, okay. So, but yeah, no. Um, yeah, well, I guess, yeah. It's, I guess also a good moment to, call it a night because it's 11:30, so talk about like, going to bed earlier and stuff, but oh gosh, I had this whole Oliver Stone thing. I had the Colleen Hoover. The only thing I wanted to say, I'm sure you guys have seen the Colleen Hoover thing. The only thing I had to say about it is that I don't like, again, how people are wishing her ill, are wishing her to like be seriously affected health wise and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is not okay for us to wish upon anyone. And uh, yeah, it's just crazy weird, crazy weird. But Blake and her were really buddy buddy, and they were talking about, Blake was saying that she is crazier than what people know of her or whatever. And yeah, so I don't know. I guess I don't know if this is normal behavior for her, but if she is truly coping through drinking, I hope she gets help. Hope she gets help. Um But yeah, I was saying I find it disturbing more that the comments made by viewers. I find it disturbing more the comments made by viewers. I don't think it's okay for any of us to wish health altering wishes to anyone. I don't think people understand it's not okay to be depressed, to have anxiety, to be prescribed medication for it or not manage medication for it. Like how Erica on the Housewives of Beverly Hills had, the whole thing with like mixing alcohol and antidepressants and stuff. Like it's really bad and can cost a lot. Even if you did bad things, it's not okay, I think. um Consequences, yes, but I think we can still wish her, well, like get help kind of well. Whether it's like therapy or like substance issues or whatever, or both. I mean, you can't really have, substance issues, take care of that without therapy, but you know what I mean. And then, yeah. Um, so that was like that. And I had a YouTube link, probably Elsie's or someone that was like showing that. Um, it's nice. We have almost the same following. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. As far as like YouTubers, the content creators. Um, it's a small world, I feel like. And I had a bunch of like Blake Lively stuff I was going to talk, and I'll talk next time about Brian. Oh my gosh, I literally wrote Brian Baldoni, Brian Friedman, TMZ articles in response to like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's motion to dismiss. Asked to lawyers. I have just started that video. They also said, though, the 17 points were made again and again, so no statute of limitations probably applies. And then, yeah, she's pushing to reach 42,000. Well, she has reached 42,000 subscribers. I thought she was going for 50 because she has been, I think, at 42 recently. But yeah, as far as the like Blake Lively stuff, I did find out, even though I was invisible to the tilted lawyer, Omar or whatever, from Lauren's channel, I did find out because someone else echoed my question and he answered that one, that yeah, you don't need the contract to be signed to make the contract binding. There needs to be just considerable effort made towards the contract in order to make it bindable, basically. Bindable, that's not a word. And then, yeah, some other things. Robin Lively's character created. Candace Owen on Billy Bush said some interesting things, and Billy said some interesting things around the Blake Lively thing. Like how Blake Lively is kind of pushing Ryan to be man enough to quote this whole craziness. I can't believe I did that, but like I couldn't think of a better word right now. Um, yeah, and then Armie Hammer. That's so yeah, yeah. Colleen probably got her deposition notice. Yeah, I don't know. I think she's just like troubled. I wouldn't blame many people, and from what I see, many women turn to alcohol to de-stress. But I think, I don't even know, she looked out of it, but I don't know, maybe that's just like her weird sense of humor that she's, but she seems so, not bubbly, but I don't know. I don't know. I just hope she's okay and she gets help. I couldn't see if she met the goal. I hope she gets thousands more. Her chat needs to be more respectful. Yeah. Why you hear something? Oh, yeah, with the Colleen thing. Billy Bush was saying that the one person that he talked to was someone who got deposed and is on the Blake Ryan, yeah, Blake and Ryan inner circle. And he was saying that their friends are all so angry with them and, being dragged in legally and some publicly and eventually publicly, all of them, if this keeps going. And they're furious with all of them, with both of them, for this. And yeah, that Blake was pressuring Ryan to, be stronger and like take care of this and all this stuff. It sounds like so much entitlement if that's true. Um, they started sending depositions, yeah, because they sent out the notice for Hugh Jackman a few days ago or a couple of weeks ago. Um, yeah, they're starting. And for I think all of you were on the chat earlier, but the whole like stay of motion by Leslie Jones, that was denied. I didn't see any other denials so far though. Of stay of motion, stay of discovery. Wow, okay. So yeah, so we'll see. Anyways, thank you for your patience with my internet connection being so bad. Oh, well, now it's excellent. Great. Even though I see in my video it's still kind of lagging, but it's saying excellent now, of course. I know we went in a different direction today. It was good though. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. That's kind of you to say. I appreciate it because I really had like my own issue on my heart kind of thing. So, um, yeah. She must have reached it today. Yeah, I don't know. She had 500 subscribers today, but yeah, she's at 42. I thought it was 50 that she was going for. That's what I remember her saying yesterday or 2 days ago. But yeah, hey, maybe like I'm trying to reach. I think 500 is the limit. I'm just laughing at myself and how like I I'm trying to reach my 500 goal of 500 subscribers for monetization. That's my goal. I don't know how to do that. I need someone who knows like um this stuff, SEO, not SEO, but kind of stuff. But yeah, that's like my little thing. All right. Well, even though like I see that I'm lagging, but I'm showing excellent here, I'll just like, you know, talk about the rest of the things next time. I think I can yeah, I did cross off Colleen Hoover. So all of the other things that I mentioned, and then whatever else is coming up, we'll talk about it Sunday or Tuesday. So, yeah. Again, I appreciate you humoring me with my bone to pick. I wasn't really standing up for Dave. I mean, I guess I was, but it was just like things didn't sit well with me that much. And I think, you know, the thing that brought me to the supporting Justin Baldoni and starting this different direction with my YouTube was having convictions, having things that I believed in that I felt very strongly about as far as like the betterment of humanity. And I'm sure I'm not doing it perfectly and I won't do it perfectly. And sometimes I guess I will find myself in moments of more criticism than acknowledgement of others. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm also learning to like accept myself and my imperfectibility, like saying just made up words, my imperfections. And yeah, so I appreciate your patience with that. Um, yeah, we'll see how my I'm curious if she'll address any of this. Not me, obviously. She doesn't watch this, but like if she'll address people that have unsubscribed, if she has noticed a significant unsubscribe number, or in the chats and the comments and so forth that might have been like, hey Donna, it's a little too much, or like, hey, like we were, bullied in the chat, or like we had a little bit too much in the chat against us, like we were just expressing our opinion, your chat attacked us or whatever. So yeah, I'm curious if she'll address it. I don't think she ever addressed why she took down the video. Did she? I haven't watched, like I said, I haven't watched too many people. But yeah, I guess maybe during the weekend I'll just catch up with all the content creators. Like Lauren had so many videos. It's just so hard. I want to watch them all. But yes, yeah, that's her goal. Thank you again. I'm gonna go watch one of those shows. I don't know which one. Again, let me know in the chat or in the comments. Better yet, let's do something for the comments. If you're watching this on replay, or even you guys, like write down in the comments after this video, like what shows, or like here on the chat, I guess it doesn't matter. What shows do you watch? Do you recommend that are not horror, Maria? Like that one can like wind down to without it being horror. Um, but yeah, for the trial, Blake and Baldoni. I thought it was 100 subscribers that Dave Neal, 100,000 subscribers that Dave Neal said should be the goal. But yeah, like 50 is like, incremental goals is a good idea. I saw Dave Neal's Instagram story just before coming on, and he reached, okay, so he's at 131K subscribers, and then like, at some points like he has like millions of views, or like the whole like total is like millions of views. I'm like, wow, that's really, I don't know. Unless he does something like terrible, he'll always have like a special place in my heart as far as like seeing him. I don't even remember how much he had in early days with 90 but seeing him grow through all of that, I don't know. You get that special feeling of seeing someone grow. And for some people it's Donna, cuz she also started with lower views and stuff. Yeah, he has 5 million views in the last month. That's crazy. That's crazy. I like this new vidIQ situation, I think. I don't know. So, yeah, all right. I keep saying this is like the Romanian goodbye where like, okay, I'm going to go. And then 30 minutes later, like we're still here. I have 3,000 views, and that's going to go down significantly because that was like at the beginning. But yeah, such a small channel. Yeah, I noticed that YouTube just also doesn't know where to like send me. But yeah, cool. Have a wonderful night, guys. All the Marias and Arnaldo and Angel and P, thank you for being here. Thank you for the company, the back and forth chatting.